I'm Rob Krieger. If you're wondering, are we alone in the universe? NASA could help us get one step closer to that answer today. That's because NASA is set to release a UFO report today. The space organization put together an independent study group last year to look into unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs, once known as unidentified flying objects, or more colloquially UFOs. NASA's findings come after whistleblower testimony from a former U.S. intelligence officer who claims the U.S. government knows about decades-long, quote, non-human activity. To make matters more interesting, just this week, a journalist and a urologist from Mexico claimed to the Mexican Congress that they found two mummified alien corpses. Interesting stuff. It's the latest from the Alerts, and Kelsey, back to you.
Thanks so much, Rob. Did you